tried like 3 times now to shoot this video, and if I look a little tired, it's because it's after midnight. After midnight? Yeah, it's after midnight. I just wanted to let everybody know, and I did post this on the community tab for everybody, but I wanted to everybody know that I've scrapped the whole trying to raise money to purchase that native flute that I was wanting to get real bad. Just seemed that the interest wasn't there. A little bit of a shout out to a few people that have, I think I've got 5 people that went there. Jerry, Keith, Katrina, Kay, and Louise, I thank you very much. You guys were on the ball with that. Jerry coming a little later, but I appreciate it. You know, I'll put the money back into the channel that I made off the coffees, and like there's always something, right? Rechargeable batteries for my trail cams, a couple of the camcords as well. I've been trying to find batteries. One is an older model, and I've been trying to find batteries for it for the last 4 months, and I have not yet been able to order any, so hopefully I can find it. So it will go back into the channel, and we'll put it to good use. And again, I'd like to thank you guys for jumping on that right away. But the reason why I'm scrapping the idea of raising the money, I had one of my subscribers, and I just want to do a shout out to Doug, and him and his wife are down in Virginia, the state of Virginia, and he noticed the slow activity on the page trying to raise the money for the flute, so he asked kindly if him and his wife could purchase the flute for me. Oh my goodness, right? And I thought about it for a little bit, and I said yes. Okay, that's pretty amazing. I am kind of excited about it now. It's so anyway, the flute it will be on its way, and we are getting it thanks to Doug and his wife. And again, I appreciate all your support, Doug, and we've been having some really good conversations on the phone. We've been talking to each other on the phone, and you know, talking about Bigfoot, among other things. But you know, we've been sharing stories, and there's been some pretty amazing conversations. He's a wonderful person. A couple other things I wanted to just quickly go over about my last upload. It was, I was trying to make a point. I don't believe, and I had mentioned it in the video, I don't believe most of the rhetoric, and that was one of the things that kind of just took all the wind out of my sail about that video, because I posted it. I put it up, and you know, I think it was the first comment that come up on the comment section was about a spelling mistake, right? And I don't know, that just kind of drives me crazy, because I'm not the best speller, I can admit that, and I totally rely on the spell check. You know, the video, I wanted to share the orbs with you. I mean, these are spirit orbs, right? This is a huge thing, and they do coincide with the Bigfoot. They do coincide with Sasquatch. And I have them in my house. I have them in my barn. That was a surprise to me that they would be there. And what I'm doing here is I'm speaking for them, right? I'm speaking for these beings, because there isn't a lot of people doing that. We are just hearing a whole bunch of rhetoric and negative narratives out there about these beings, and I don't believe that about them. There could be, you know, even within humans, you know, you get the rowdy bunch, or you get the, you know, the one that misbehaves, or an angry one, or one who maybe is insane, right? Needs to be in a mental institution. These things are possible, but one bad apple in the bunch doesn't make the whole bunch bad, right? So there may be some bad experiences, and there may be some wild ones out there, but we can't, myself, I would say 85% of what we're hearing out there is not true. Some may argue with me, and that's okay. Everybody's got their own opinions about that, but we do not know the details about these stories. If they were documented on video, that you could actually say for sure that that's exactly what took place, then then that's what it is, right? But most of what we're seeing are half truths, half stories, pieces missing. We don't know who these people are that are telling the stories. We know nothing about the individual, or the ones who are or sharing that story either. We're getting a lot of times second, third, fourth hand information, and then further than that yet a lot of times. And then recently I've had people take my videos and they're doing that with my stuff, and I wasn't prepared for that, but the more I thought about it, and I thought, okay, well, if this channel grows, continues to grow, those ones are going to surface. More of those ones are going to surface, and I'd like to say I just don't even want to deal with it, and I don't even want to think about it. But it's going to come. It's going to come forward, and I'm going to have to deal with it eventually. But I think that's going to happen. There's not much I can do about that, and it is bothersome. And they're going to pick me apart, and they're going to break down and pull apart the things that I'm doing. But with something like that, you think you're prepared for it and ready for it, but when it happens, you realize how much you're not prepared for it. And I really got to step back a few steps and just kind of try to look at it again from as many perspectives as I can, right? And I've been set up a couple times for an interview, and then realized it wasn't going to be a productive interview for me. It was one that was going to hurt me and hurt the channel. And this is in a way your guys' channel too, like the supporters, the people that are here. If you believe in what I'm doing and you're with me on this journey, and I love the suggestions, because feel free to suggest things and ideas, and even if it's something about like this kind of stuff, right? The feedback helps, and then speaking with people too about these things helps a lot, because it's coming. The last video I put up, it was all over in the response and the reaction that I got from it, and I was almost tempted to take it down, and then I thought, no, I'm going to leave it up with the spelling mistakes and all. It's going to stay up, because it was the orbs. That was what I was wanting to share with you guys, because that's a big deal for me. That's a big deal. I just think we need to stay on subject, and forgive me for my spelling mistakes, please. Like I said, I utilize the spell check as much as I can, and YouTube spell check was accepting my spelling, so that was like, oh, okay, well, it's good enough. It's good enough to go. So yeah, the orbs, they are connected to the Bigfoot. I don't know. I often think, is it spirits? Is it Bigfoot? Is it Bigfoot spirits that have passed on and they're here, or these beings able to change from physical form to spiritual form, right? Into this orb form. So that's something to think about as well. And I'm getting cabin fever. I need to get out. I need to get out. And I'm sure, like, I do miss them. Like, even these ones here, I say to them, I speak to them quite often. Down next to the southern tree line where the Bigfoot mint patch is, I'll hear a vocal come from there when I'm talking to them. And so they hear me, but, I tell them I miss them. Through the winter, because a lot of times when it's too cold, I'm learning that if it's colder than -10, I don't see them. And the gifting bowl, nothing is touched there. If it's colder than -10, and as soon as it warms up beyond that, we get to -5, and then to 0 and above 0, where the snow is melting and stuff. They come back. They do come back, and I know when they're back, because I will get a smack on my wall outside on my house, a big smack, and or you hear tapping on my living room window, and I'll holler out, yeah, I hear you, I know you're here. And so they're letting me know they're here, or one of them at least is here. And so we just get back into routine, right? And I go and put the gifts out of the bowl, and in the morning through the night, I check. A lot of times they're gone. It's gone. So It's a mystery, and I'm just accepting this fact that they are able to do this half here physically in this three-dimensional existence that we live in. So they could very well be half here, half out, because that would explain then what we witness. We watched them physically walk through the yard in the snow, and I've mentioned this before, but there is nothing. There's no sign of their passing, not a skiff in the snow, but yet we're not seeing things. Two sets of eyes, my mother's and my own. She was the one that woke me up to come and watch this big, well, we figured it was a big male, but yet nothing, right? And then same with the gifting site. It can be fresh snow and quit snowing before I go out there and I go put I often think, okay, there's fresh snow, there's gonna be something, right? There's gonna be something. And no, 20 minutes later, I'll go walk out there and it's taken. The things are gone, but there is not a mark in the snow. And they do have these amazing abilities that we don't quite understand yet. And I think that some of these things I don't know if we ever will understand, and we may just have to settle with this is how they are as a species, this is what they do. And how else are they able to do that? Pick up something physically out of the gifting bowl without having their feet planted in the snow and leaving a track, a print. Nothing. There's nothing there, but yet they're taking the stuff. So I just wanted to touch bases on that and let you guys know the weather is warmed up, and hang in there. We're going to be going to the trees. We're going into the trees. Even if I can go in there part ways, and like the snow is still quite deep back in there, and there's places I thought of taking my snowshoes, which I'm looking at right now. I have them up on my wall, but in the winter they come off the wall and I use them. But at Seven Creeks, the trails they're game trails, but it's very difficult to navigate with these great big long snowshoes over roots and fallen trees. And so I'll probably take a trip one day just to see how the roads are and check everything out, and then the next day I'll go in with all the gear and the cameras and stuff, and we'll go spend the day back in there, and hopefully they come forward, and I'm going to yell, I missed you, because I do. I miss them. I miss going over there, and same with this group here. I miss them when they're not around. So, because you get used to the feeling of them, right? You get used to their presence. This one here, I know the feel of them because we grew up around them, and they've been here since I was just a child, right? And I do know the feeling of, especially the big male, when he comes through, and it's not very often that he does, but you'll smell him. That one you smell, and you feel his presence. It's a big presence. Like, I'm not even sure how to explain that, and if I can get it. And not because he's big himself, but there's like an energy coming off of him, and you can feel that. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I wanted to touch bases with you guys and let you know about the Buy Me a Coffee plan, scrapped, but the Flute is still coming, and say thank you to the ones that jumped on that to raise money. I will leave those links there, though. I do have a link to the PayPal, and also I'll leave the link to the Buy Me a Coffee. And if any of you want to do that later on down the road, that's good. Don't feel bad that you didn't, or that you missed out on it, or we'll just keep it up. I'll keep it up, and maybe we can do it if we need something else, or if somebody else has an idea or a piece of equipment that they think I should have, or that would benefit the research. And we can try again, right? We can use that. And I like to thank Louise for the idea, and we'll just. It's a tool that we can use, right? I will leave it there. And again, I want to thank Doug and his wife for the flute. And again, I want to say thank you to Jerry, Keith, Katrina, Kay, and Louise. Thank you for your support and buying me a coffee. I hope real soon we will see you in the trees. Bye for now. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to make a video.